Hello everybody, welcome along to this video, which is Mr. Johnson teaches Macbeth Act 5 Scene 4. Macbeth is part of your English Literature GCSE in Paper 1, Section A, making it the first exam that you sit for your English. And this is part of my series of videos, which are basically recapping and revising every single scene from the play to check your understanding and help your understanding of those things as well. Act 5 Scene 4 is a really quick scene, but it sets up something really important that happens later on in the play and links back to Act 4 as well. So without further ado, let's have a look inside of it. And in summary, Malcolm, who's King Duncan's son, Malcolm is organising the army for battle, and as a reminder, in previous scenes, Malcolm ran away to England, and basically with the English king's help, they're gathering an army to come and overthrow Macbeth. Malcolm tells every soldier to cut down a tree branch from Birnam Wood, and they're going to use it as camouflage as they approach Macbeth's castle. Now, that may not sound like it's very important, but please remember, if you haven't done so, that one of the witch's predictions to Macbeth was he can't be harmed until Birnam Wood comes to Dunsinane Castle. And by cutting down tree branches and moving them towards Dunsinane, that's exactly what's happening here. So the witch's predictions, which sounded very much impossible, are actually starting to come true. Key characters you're going to see in this scene, although some don't have very much to say. You've got Malcolm, Macduff, who's one of the Thanes who went away and supported Malcolm instead of Macbeth. Caithness has switched sides. He's now also supporting Malcolm. Siward is basically the English king. He's meant to be Edward the Confessor, who was an actual English king, but it never calls him that. But we know really that's who Shakespeare was referring to. But he is the English king, and you're going to hear him referred to here as well. So a very short scene. Let's go through it. We're in the country near Birnam Wood, as it says there at the top, and there's some of the characters you'll see on stage. There are lots mentioned there, but I didn't put those on the pictures because they don't actually say anything. So, cousins, I hope the days are near at hand, that Chambers will be safe. I hope we're going to win very soon, basically. We've got at the top. Scan your way down a little bit, and then the first arrow there, which I've put, is the key bit from Malcolm. Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby we shall shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery err in report on us. So, basically, cut down a tree branch, bear it, hold it before him, and that way we're going to mask our numbers, hide how many of us there is for Macbeth until we get there. And that I've put there is the witch's prophecy coming true about the woods. Their army are using it as camouflage. Macbeth wouldn't have expected that. The witch's predictions have come true, even though they sounded impossible. Soldiers say it shall be done. The English king Siward says, we learn no other but the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane. And I've put the arrow there. Macbeth is overconfident is what he means there. He's almost going to be his own downfall because of his own confidence. And the word tyrant has been used multiple times to describe Macbeth. If you don't know what that word means, definitely look it up. It's a really key word, and a word that you could easily quote at any point in any answer you give. Talk about Macbeth at the end being described as a tyrant. Compare it to the word valiant, which is used to describe him at the beginning, or worthy. And then you've got contrasting words and quotes, and yet they're easy. Just quote one word. Anyway, near the bottom there, the revolt is that more and more people are abandoning Macbeth. I put there. That's when the word revolt is used there. It basically means people are giving up on Macbeth. Siward basically says thinking isn't going to solve this thing. He says issue strokes must arbitrate. So we must basically our strokes, but he means his sword and their sword, like a stroke of the sword, like cutting people, fighting with their swords, is how we're going to solve this problem. And off they go. And that's the end of the scene. Key theme here really is destiny for me. Rather, I could have put supernatural, but you don't really see the supernatural. But the idea of actually it was always going to happen in some ways that Macbeth was going to be defeated. It's just he didn't realise it, and his destiny has come against him here, really. So there's some quotes just to pause the screen and just check your understanding of this scene. A very short one, but nevertheless an important one for setting up the fact that Macbeth is soon going to discover that the witch's predictions weren't all that they seemed, and actually he's in a bit of trouble. And that's the end of this video. Check out the other ones for some of the really important scenes as well. If you're not sure which ones, always talk to your English teacher and they can probably guide you to the scenes you want to revise if you're not working your way through these videos in order. But apart from that, I'll say thank you very much for watching. Good luck when it comes to your exams, and goodbye.